In wynncraft there are two ways of dealing damage, main attack also known as melee and spells. You can use armors, weapons and accessories to boost this damage, and based on what you are focusing on, your build is determined. In this video I'm going to show you popular types of builds and their upsides and downsides so you can decide what to play. Spell spam builds, as its name suggests, allow you to constantly spam barrages of spells to do huge damage. Therefore, spell spam builds tend to have high intelligence for spell cost reduction and high mana regen and mana steal, although there does exist some builds which don't have intelligence and only rely on spell cost reduction IDs. The rest depends on what skill points you choose. You can focus on strength and dexterity to be classy but do tons of damage, or you can invest in defense and agility to be tanky. This goes for all builds of course. The main upside of spell spam is that spell provides great utility, like mobility, crowd control and providing buffs. It's really fun too. The downside is that you need to put some considerations into your choice of gears for optimal mana management. Also, you can sometimes mess up spell combos and end up casting wrong spells. You can use mods to assign spells to Aki, but real men don't use them, so be a real man. Spell steal is a subcategory of spell spam. You know there are two ways of getting mana, mana regen and mana steal. While common spell spam mixes those two for stability, spell steal builds have little to even negative mana regen, but has high mana steal to compensate. Spell steal builds tend to have super slow attack speed, using armors and accessories to get your attack speed down. This is because experiments confirm that statistically, super slow will steal the most mana per second and you won't be able to attack that often because you are spamming spells anyway. Since mana steal space is 4 mana every 3 seconds, it gives more mana on paper, so it can be potentially better than spell spam, and there are lots of strong items that support this type. It is also strong against crowds of enemies since you can steal mana from each of them. However, the fact that you need to constantly attack to get mana can be nuanced sometimes, especially for warrior and assassin, like when you are low on health so you want to get away and drink some potions, but that messes up your mana. So this is definitely a bit more difficult than pure spell spam. Also, for some archetypes like Acrobat and Battle Monk, they are always playing out on melee range, so there is rarely a chance to attack at all. On the polar opposites of spell spam, we got heavy spell. In this build, spells cost tons of mana, but they do extreme amount of damage. Except not really enough. It was bad before and got worse in 2.0 since the ambivalence was nerfed. But there is still potential. Abilities like Time Locks, Crepuscular Ray and Sasujin can be the ultimate hidden card for heavy spell. So who knows if they'll become good someday. Besides, you can always have fun, but for now, it's definitely one of the hardest build types to use. From now on, we move on to main attack oriented builds. As you might know, weapons in wynncraft has 6 different attack speed. Super slow hits 0.51 times per second, while super fast hits 4.31 times per second. Of course, attack damage per hit is adjusted accordingly, so the DPS, aka base damage, stays similar. Spell damage is calculated using only base damage, so attack speed doesn't matter there. However, for main attack, super slow weapons will do far more damage per hit. Then what if we could do the huge damage, but faster? This is called tier stack. Tier stack uses super slow weapons with armors and accessories that add attack speed bonus to deal massive damage quickly. With calculation, we can see getting super slow attack speed to super fast gives a whopping 845% damage bonus. However, in return it has little to no spell capability. It is mainly used on Archer, Warrior and Assassin, and Shaman tier stack is a bit rarer, and just don't use it on Mage. Since your entire attack is just spamming left or right click, it's simple, but you still need a good sense of awareness because melee range is usually shorter than spells. Lack of utility from spells makes survival a bit more harder as well, but in terms of theoretical maximum DPS or tankiness, it can rank higher. That's why Alcatraz or Limbo tier stack are famous for guild wars. But constant DPS is boring, you know. Instead of attacking faster, why don't you stack bunch of raw melee and deliver even more extreme hits? If you want that, heavy melee is for you. Heavy melee takes items that have bunch of minus attack speed bonus but gives huge raw damage to it extremely hard. This is possible because no matter how many minus attack speed you have, it can go below super slow. Or powder special Quake is also a crucial aspect of this build, because Quake damage increases dramatically according to how much damage you did in one hit. Compared to tier stack, heavy melee usually have a bit better spell capability. In fact, there are even heavy melee and spell hybrid. It also has better defense, but tend to have less agility and mobility. And of course, if you miss once, you lose a chunk of damage, which will happen because it's wynncraft. I'm lumping those two because they are similar and both are pretty niche in the current meta. Ever since Necrosis got nerfed, it has never been the same. Anime raw stack is complete opposite of tier stack. It takes weapons with already super fast attack speed and stacks raw melee to deal more damage per hit. If you have weapons with even more attack speed bonus, you can borrow some heavy melee gears to deal that crazy low damage quickly. In this case, it's called cancel stack, but there are only a few weapons for cancel stack though, like Panic Gillon and Skin's Madness. Hybrid builds, as its name suggests, uses both its main attack and spell as main damage source. Therefore, it utilizes generally good items that support both damage types. It's definitely fun to play, but your hands become a lot busy. Also, hybrid items tend to be weaker than items that just focus on pure melee or pure spell. This is just heavy melee but with more spell capacity, or spell steal but with stronger melee. Nothing more to really say about it. You can grab cheap downbreak for trade market for like 30 liquid emeralds and try it right now. I got bad news for you. This build has been murdered in 2.0 update. However, the content team said they are rebalancing it, so hopefully it will be back balanced soon. Poison build, as its name suggests, stats poison ID. And that's it. You also used to get strength and courage powder special because they were the only ways to increase poison damage. But since 2.0 they no longer do, and that's why it was buried to the ground. Back when it was viable, it was useful in Canyon Colossus raid, since there are even buffs for it. It was also really infamous in Hunted mode because poison damage pierces defense and it's inevitable once you get hit once. It's probably those Profor's Cry that made those nerfs. Nowadays, the only viable poison build is Mythic Toxoplasmosis, and that's even for more farming since Shaman Totem will poison every enemy in range. Although its damage is horrible now, it's still simple. All you need to do is to walk around until the enemy falls. This isn't technically a playstyle, but I'm putting it here. Every team needs a healer except those TNA tryhards, and there are really only two healers in wynncraft, Mage and Shaman. Especially Lightbender and Acolyte archetypes are specialized for healing. One thing to know about healer is that fluid healing increases heal by how much water damage percent you have, up to 100%. So still specialized weapons usually have high water damage ID. But other characters still have means of healing others. Warriors rally, grid on the exploited and old keeper's ring, and archers heart of the pack, but they are nowhere consistent enough to be called healer. So those are all the popular types of builds. But remember, even if you use the same build, the playstyle can be completely different based on your class and archetypes. Anyways, I hope this video helped you and inspired you to try new builds. See ya next time!